Start to the show. Oh dear. Right. Guys, thank you very much for getting in here. So you can now. Great stuff. Right, guys. So what we're saying is thank you very much for joining us and getting involved with the show today. Bloody hell. I said I'm a little bit under the weather at the moment. But I'm here feeling a bit gash. Been dribbling out my nose most of the morning and just got a bit of man flu on the go. So, if I have to sneeze several times throughout this video, I apologise. But thank you very much for getting in here, everybody. Do us a favour at the start of this stream and hit that thumbs up button on the video. Smash a like on it if you haven't done so. Also, give it a share on social media. That helps us out. We're here to talk about United news today. So we're going to be discussing all the latest goings on at Manchester United, of course, in regards to Solskjaer. Sorry, that's thrown me a little bit, that has. Why the hell did that start playing? Anyway, right, so of course, the situation, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer does seem like he's being backed by the club, right? So, listen, let's have a look at this. So, various different reports coming out today. On Sky Sports, it says Manchester United have no plans to replace Ole Gunnar Solskjaer despite Saturday's defeat in the Manchester derby. There's no indication coming from the club of Solskjaer losing his job. And as things stand, he's expected to be in charge to face Watford after the international break. I mean, bloody hell, speculation was intense regards to the following position, the 5-0 humiliation against Liverpool, but the focus from within the club at the time was about improving and fixing the issues. I mean, I think it's down to, if they are sticking with Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, mainly I think it's just down to the lack of really great candidates available, because the current ones who might be in line for the job, some of them are a bit of a punt. They might have great styles about them, such as Ten Hag, or they might have won a lot of trophies, such as Zidane. But availability is an issue, and also just whether or not they will be able to take us to that next step is also a concern as well. They might have great CVs elsewhere, but coming to United and doing it here is a different animal altogether. But we have a lot of sources to say. ESPN are also reporting the same, that that Manchester United are pretty much sticking with Ole Gunnar Solskjaer over this international break at the moment. There's no indication coming from the club of Solskjaer losing his job. And as things stand, he is expected to stay in charge. So, look, guys, obviously there's a lot of people who are massive Ole outers, to be fair. And I am Ole out now because I think that he's had plenty of time, he's had plenty of money, and the standard at United is just not good enough anymore. And you can't accept this level of mediocrity, otherwise you just soon turn into Arsenal-Hollands. So we've got to be careful, in terms of who's available, that is the big issue for me. So, as I say, that is the big issue. David Ornstein reports that despite growing speculation over Solskjaer's future, there remains no indication from the Man United hierarchy that a change is imminent. Those in power still want him to succeed, but it is unclear for how long that desire can override the reality. See, this is the situation. Everybody wants him to succeed. I wanted him to succeed. A lot of you might not want him to succeed now, but I'm sure previously at some point you did want him to succeed at Manchester United. And I'm sure even now, if it was a dream fairy tale situation, most of you would want him to stay and succeed. But the situation is this. It will become untenable at some point anyway for Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. Results speak for themselves. The form is absolutely gashtastic. Imagine if we don't get a result against Watford. Imagine if we do lose to Chelsea. It's like we're going to be complete mid-table fodder, and it just becomes a completely untenable position for Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. You can't be Man United manager in mid-table quite far into the season. It's just a shock. It's just a shocker, especially when you have the bevy of talents and riches that you're at your disposal. Now, I'm not saying that these players are not good, because, or not at fault, because a lot of them are. But Solskjaer, of course, is the man in charge of this situation, and he's not looking good. He's not doing the job. He's not getting this team playing good football. And unfortunately, it's just got to the point where it looks like he's doing more damage than good by staying, because there's no actual reality or no possibility for us, it seems, that we can actually get on a run and be that force of a team and have that identity and have that style and smash fools up on the regular basis. It doesn't actually appear that is likely to happen under Solskjaer with this set of players. Now, people like Slab and Luke Shaw and McTominay and Fred and all the rest of them, they are letting us down big time. But you have to say that systematically and just tactically, it is a big problem at Manchester United, and that obviously stems from Ole and his coaching staff. But despite the fact that sticking with him may do more damage than good right now, just simply based on the form of the season. I'm not saying the last couple of years he's not done well, because he definitely has done, but on the form of this season, sticking with him could do more damage than good at this stage. As much as he's a legend, as much as he's the baby-faced assassin, results speak for themselves, and performances speak for themselves even more. And the performances have been absolutely in the fucking gutter, like that Man City game and the Liverpool game and various other games throughout the season. So yeah, can't really defend the style of play, can't defend the team. I can't really defend the position of the club to stick with Solskjaer, to be fair, because if you actually analyse it, they're just sticking with mediocrity at this moment in time. We've spent the money on the players, so a lot of people are blaming the players, and the players are shit. Some of the players are shit. Slabbing Maguire needs to bloody selling, if anybody would have him, which they wouldn't. But a lot of the players need blaming, but definitely the problem is coming from the fact that the coaching staff and Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, of course, are not doing their job properly, because they have got great players there. If you can just get the ball to Cristiano Ronaldo in the final third, magic will happen. It's not that hard of a tactical process, really, in my opinion. It's just about, weighing up the strengths in your team, weighing up different roles that people can do, and assigning them those said roles to do it in a simple fashion, rather than trying to get everybody to do everything, or asking shit players to do too much, because it doesn't seem to work out for players like Scotty McTominay and Fred when you're asking them to be much better players than they actually are. Whereas like Liverpool, their midfield, Milner or whoever, simple players, but they stick to a simple task and they're not asked to do too much, and they do it well. That's the sort of thing Solskjaer needs to be doing, and he hasn't. So I can't really say that he's the right man to take us into that Watford game, because look how shit we've been. There's no indication he'll win that Watford game. We should beat Watford. Of course we should smash Watford. We should have smashed fucking Southampton. We should have beaten, a lot of the teams we played this season that we just haven't got the job done against. Aston Villa was an absolute shit show. There's teams we should be beating. Aston Villa just sacked their manager, by the way. They beat us earlier on this season, and they just lost 5 in a row. They're 7 points behind United. They sacked their manager. United are sticking with Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, right? It's fucking, to be fair, it just goes to show you, though, and listen, I love Ole, and I can understand the fact that there's not any really candidates available, not ideal anyway, but crikey, it is just, the Glazers are just shite, the owners are shite, the board, they're just accepting that mediocrity to keep the cash flowing in, right? I mean, we've got protest planned, guys. So if you don't know, if you can see the pinned article at the top of the chat, there's protest planned for the 13th of November outside Old Trafford, against the current regime. I guess it's against, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, the Glazers, and the whole current regime at this moment in time. So I don't know about you, but what do you guys think about that? There's a Ole out protest and a Glazers out protest. That's what it is. Smash a 1 in the live chat if you're going to this protest. Let me know if you're going. Smash a 1 in the live chat. So it's on the 13th of November outside Old Trafford. And that is, it's essentially to show the disdain at the club, the way it's run, the lack of, I guess, ambition by the owners as well. And I guess Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's management of the club. I mean, it seems a little bit extreme to point it, or, to have a fucking Glazers out, or should I say an Ole out protest when, he's in like 9 points off of first and in 6th place currently at this moment in time, which is bad. But it's not like, I mean, is it protest really in regards to Ole out? I don't know if it's deemed worthy of a protest, for fuck's sake, but certainly the Glazers and their ownership, I think it's more about the whole situation at the club, more about the ownership. Let's be honest now, they are the biggest problem at this club. They are the cancer at this club. If they'd have run this club properly over the last few years, then I'm sure this would be a much better situation now. So regardless of who is in charge, they have been, leeches at this football club. So yeah, I can understand the Glazers out protest. I mean, the Ole out protest, I guess, it's, I guess it's one of those. It's just down to 90% of the fan base wanting Ole Gunnar Solskjaer out, and yet the board is still sticking with the guy. So Miz 528 is going to go. Eva's going to go. 13th of November protesters, Manish Yadav, absolutely. Ivana Kofor, what's going on? He says, I was lurking in your chat last night and you was using F1 cars to describe Ole. He's currently a Haas, a really slow car, and should be not in F1, as Ole should be sacked from United. So what you're saying is he's more like an F3 car or something like that. Well, I was just merely saying that what United need behind the wheel, really, is a Michael Schumacher, a Lewis Hamilton. You need a proper top-tier driver. Whereas, unfortunately, we've got a good driver, Damon Hill or whatever, but not a fantastic driver, and that is the difference. So that's all I was saying yesterday. Thank you for bringing that up again, my friend. Glazers were stuck with, says Gucci Lover. Sadly, they do own the deeds to this club, and as while they're here, we're always going to be held back. Finley McCrossan, how you doing there? Gunshi, great to see you. He says it's the board's fault for not sacking him. There you go, Gunshi. So that is what the protest is mainly about. That's why there's another protest now, because the board have not sacked him. You've seen other managers gone this season. Of course, Dean Smith has been sacked. Who else was there? Was somebody else as well who was sacked earlier on. I forget who it was now. Who was it? So plenty of managers have been sacked this season, a couple of managers already. And you can argue that Solskjaer maybe should have been sacked ahead of one or two of them, in all honesty, based on sort of results, performances, and expectations for the club. Because as I say, Aston Villa, yeah, they did have a good season last season. And yeah, they did spend some good money. They sold Grealish and spent some good money. And their expectations are to build on that season and do well. He was there for a few years, same as Ollie. But essentially, they just said, no, enough is enough. We've had 5 defeats in a row. We're teetering on the edge of the relegation zone. They're only 7 points behind United, might I add. And we're going to get rid of him and get somebody else in because, we want to stop the rot. So that is the situation, isn't it? Dean Smith insists, I mean, absolutely not. But other clubs are making changes. I'm not saying that's necessarily right. But in our situation, sticking with Ole Gunnar Solskjaer right now is sticking with mediocrity, and it's just accepting an average season ahead. And as much as I love Ole, and as much as I think that I hope he does turn it around if he stays, etc., I just don't have that faithful belief in the guy that he's going to do it anymore, sadly, for United. If there was some sort of semblance of actual good play out there, like some nice attractive football, we're just getting unlucky and losing, lost a couple of big games against rivals, but essentially where the team spirit is there, the tactics are there, the performances are there, then that would be okay, that would be fine. But it's not there. None of that's there. The team looks like a shell of itself. The players are shrinking and they look like a bunch of bollockless melts. They've got big problems, mentally it seems. The confidence is rock bottom. Even players like Bruno Fernandes look dog shit right now. It's actually really concerning. Ronaldo up there, man, he must be thinking, what the fuck am I doing here, man, at this moment in time? Because the team is just not even a team behind him and he can't even get the ball. We had one shot against City. It was Ronaldo. But other than that, it's like he's starved. Key players in the team not playing well. That is the big concern for me. We know what Ollie could do with the team because the team played great at spells last season, to be fair. I mean, Bruno was immaculate for us most of the season, but look at him now. He doesn't seem really like the same Bruno. There's players that were performing decent last season. Harry Maguire was much better last season than was now. I think he's a complete slab of shite at the back for United. He's truly terrible. But last season, he was nowhere near this standard of gash. Luke Shaw last season was phenomenal. This season, terrible. So I don't know what's happened. It seems like we've gone backwards. It seems like Ollie has derailed. Maybe it wasn't a bus he was driving, it was a train, and finally it's fallen off the tracks, mate, at high speed. But it seems like Maguire, all these players have fallen off significantly. And what is the reasoning for it? It's obviously a systematic issue or, a confidence issue, a belief issue, like he said in the game against Man City afterwards, Maguire questioning the belief in the team. So there's definitely a big problem here from the manager, as much as I hate to say it because I love Ollie. As much as I hate to say it, we're sticking with a B-Tech manager at this moment. And for the rest of the season, it's not really acceptable, is it? Hey, Gunchi, thank you for the super chat here, mate. Appreciate you. Everyone, thank you for getting in here. Do us a favour. Hit the thumbs up button on the stream if you haven't done so yet. Do lash a like on it. And get your thoughts and opinions in. As always, I will be reading throughout. Gunchi, thank you for the super chat, boss. He says, blessings to the mighty Hamada. Shit, I missed a super chat from Jonathan. Thank you, Gungshi. I appreciate you, my man. Let's get some super chat emojis in there for Gungers. Let's get up and check out Jonathan's super chat. Sorry, dude. Oh, I've had an absolute moise fest there. I can't even say that anymore. I used to say, oh, he's had a complete moise. Now that means fucking something good. And now you've got to say, oh, he's having a complete fucking Ollie. Yeah, anyway. Right. Jonathan Gallagher with a £2 super chat. Thank you so much, Jonathan. He comments and he says, we aren't good enough for the league yet. No, we're definitely not good enough for the league yet, but we almost should be, though, Jonathan. You know what I mean? Like, if you look at what we've done in the last few years, the money we've spent, the time we've had, the progress we've made, it's kind of like Jose's season all over again, isn't it, in a way? Listen to me for a second here, Jonathan. So, remember Jose's season, first season, Mickey Mouse treble, second season, sort of consolidated on it, built on it, finished second, played drab-style football, but, wasn't a disgrace that season. We finished second, same as Ollie last season, right? Didn't win anything second season, same as Ollie last season. Third season comes along, and it's just a complete freaking nosedive when you should be taking that step forward and getting better and adding to the team with players as well. You've gone backwards. I mean, you can't accept that. You're supposed to have made progress now, Jonathan. That's the problem. So we're definitely not good enough for the league in terms of a team, but we actually should be in terms of the squad and the personnel that's there and the time that the managers had, etc. We should be up there challenging. We should be. This is the third season where it's all supposed to culminate and come together, and we're supposed to be that quality, top quality team. That's what's supposed to have happened, but it hasn't. So, yeah, we're not good enough for the league. we're not going to challenge for the title this season, realistically, regardless of whoever's in charge, I think. I guess, we're not that far behind. Let's be honest. If football can be a funny old game and results can change very quickly, and definitely things can turn around very quickly, in all honesty. So if you did get the right manager in and he hit the ground running, I suppose you could still challenge for the title this season. But because of the start we've had, the form we've had, Ollie being at the wheel, sadly, it seems like we're just not likely to challenge. And I actually don't think now you can say it's down to sort of anything other than the management. You can't really now say that. The owners are shit and they're a disgrace, but they gave him the players, majority of the players that he needed, really. The players are good. We've got a good squad. Ronaldo, the best player in the world, and Bruno and Pogba and all the rest of them, guys. Varane, I don't need to go into it. Luke Shaw was amazing last season, and De Gea is one of the best keepers in the world, and Wan-Bissaka's a great young right back, and all the rest of it. But we don't need to go into it. We've got a good squad capable of at least playing good football. You don't have to be first in the league right now. You just need to be keeping pace. But what you do need to be doing is playing good football with this set of players. It's so weird, guys. It's so fucking weird, isn't it? It's like having the keys to a bakery and deciding to sit in the corner and eat a blue ribboned fucking chocolate biscuit. Which is absolute cardboard. Why would you do that when you've got all these bloody cakes there and riches at your disposal? It's so bizarre. So I just don't really think that Solskjaer can get the best out of this team of players. Sadly, as good as as good as he's been for the last couple of seasons, taking us to that next level and getting Ronaldo to perform like Ronaldo and getting Bruno to be Bruno and getting all the team to perform in a system that suits us. He's not doing it, Jonathan. He's not actually doing it. That's the sad reality of it. He's not doing it. He doesn't even need 11 world-class players. It's funny because people always say, and I've said this in the past because we did need certain better players in certain key positions, but people always say that, United need to get a player in this position and a better player in this position. I mean, we do sometimes, but how's about right now just getting the best out of the players we've got? You can't always expect to have a team of 11 Galacticos that are going to turn up every week. You've got to manage those Galacticos, but you don't need Galacticos. You just need a good spine of players. We've got a good bunch of world-class players from Cavani to De Gea, all the way through. We've got a bunch of good world-class players. There's other teams out there that don't have the same bevy of riches that we've got, but they're better teams. They play better football, and they've got a better style about them, and they've done it in shorter time or with a much lesser budget, etc. So why is it acceptable for United to have this team of absolute assassins out there who are shooting blanks? Why have we got assassins who are shooting blanks? There's a problem there. The man who's giving them the ammunition is not holding up his end of the bargain, sadly. That's how I feel about it. The battle plan is ineffective. That's sort of how I feel. As much as I love the guy, Solskjaer is the guy who's got to get this team of players performing. And as a manager coming in, you've got to motivate them. You've got to get the best out of them. You've got to pluck players from, the B team. When there's an injury, you've got to get them in. You've got to get the best out of them. Think about Alex Ferguson, man. He was an absolute genius at doing this sort of stuff. So players would get injured or they'd be suspended, and he'd have to put a player in who maybe hasn't played for a little bit in a big game in the Champions League fucking final or something. And there's loads of scenarios where Scholes suspended or Keno suspended. He's got to rotate it a little bit, but he gets them fired up. He gets the system working properly for them. He asks them to do a role, and they do it well. Look at his use of Park Ji-sung. We always go on about that, and it's true. You can't always expect to have a team of 11 Galacticos. It's not just, Brian Clough's management, to be fair to him, he's a key motivator, and he just used to get the greatest players he could get in, basically, get a great spine in there. And of course, there's tactics and all the rest of it. But, Peter Taylor's doing, his right-hand man's doing a lot of that, and his coaches are doing a lot of that and stuff. But he was just all about assembling the greatest sort of teams. Which was very effective for him in getting the right sort of players in the right areas. But you also just need to have the right tactics and mentality and system around it. It doesn't matter if you've got the best players in the world if you can't coach them for toffee. We've seen that time and time again, actually. So many examples of teams who spent big money in the Premier League history who have assembled really good teams on paper, and then they just fail miserably. They're terrible because they can't perform as a team. They have a manager in charge who isn't doing the business. We've seen it before, whether it's bloody Middlesbrough or whoever, who've got really good players, but as a team they're shite, and as a team they fail. That's the problem. That is the problem for me. Hey, we got a super chat here from Mr. Mazid Suman. Thank you very much, Mazid, for getting in here. Appreciate you. He comments and he says, Club can have a coach for Ollie to teach him tactics, and that way they can keep him without damaging Man United anymore. Hey, Mazid, interesting comment, mate. So basically what you're saying is, yeah, they can change some of the coaching style. I think that is actually not a bad idea. If they were going to stick with Solskjaer, it's like, who have we really got in our coaching staff? They are some ex-Man United dudes, of course. You got Phelan, Carrick, we got that, what's his face from Chelsea, the set-piece coach guy. We got Darren Fletcher, and there's a technical director or whatever he does. So, obviously in terms of it's kind of like, is there anybody there with that proper acumen? Yeah, Mike Phelan, to be fair, he's there, but is he old hat? That's what I'm saying, is he old hat? Carlos Queiroz and Mike Phelan, these are Fergie's right-hand men back in the day, they're obviously great assistants to the manager, but right now, is it what we need? Is it good enough for what Manchester United need right now overall as a coaching staff? I would say, obviously, it's not, because look at how we're playing. Mazid Suman, thank you so much, but you're right, though. They could just maybe get a couple of different changes in the backroom staff and justify his extended stay by doing that, I suppose. Hey, there's nearly 200 of you legends in here. Thank you, everyone, for joining us today for today's show. Do us a favour, hit the thumbs up. We're nearly at 100 likes. Leave a cheeky little like spike on it. Get involved. Ellie, how you doing? Thank you very much for getting in here. Appreciate you for joining us. And Griffo Chaz, great article. If you want to read a little bit more about the planned protest on the 13th of November, there's a link in the top of the live chat there, guys. So click that, give it a read. G-Wolf, how's it going? Rupert Meadows says, Pig, I think the board will give Ollie till Chelsea, and I think we will beat Watford, draw to Villarreal, and Chelsea will thrash us, and then I think he'll be sacked. I could see that happening as well, because they can stick with him for a little bit longer, I guess. But if the results continue to be terrible, they're going to have to, their hands will be tied, they're going to have to sack him off, won't they? So you're right, if he doesn't get the result in that Chelsea game, then it's a 6-pointer as well. Chelsea are already 9 points ahead of us right now. So if you lose that game, it could be catastrophic for your title challenge. Of course it would be. Even a draw doesn't do anything for your title challenge, really. So I guess if they do stick with Solskjaer, the only way he keeps his job is to win those few games after the international break, and I mean win them. No draws, no bullshit performances, I mean win them. But got no faith that he's going to do that based on recent performances. Look how we've been against Liverpool and against City, the other big teams in the league. Nothing to say that when we come up against Chelsea, who are looking really good this season, that we'll be able to do anything other than what we've done in those games. That's the sad reality, isn't it? Hey, thank you very much, Mazid Suman. I appreciate you for that, bro. Ashley Jenkins, how you doing, my friend? He says we played better football under Moyes. Bloody hell has it got to that? Hey, Charlie Anthony, thank you very much for the £1 super chat. I mean, in terms of football style, crikey, I mean, it's about as bad as it's ever been, I think, for United right now. You remember the days of Louis van Gaal, when he's literally got that crab-style football, passing it sideways. It's like we could only run sideways like a crab. And just passing it sideways all the time. It was so slow and so dreary. And then Jose Mourinho with his defensive style football. That was also so slow and so dreary and just so uninspiring. David Moyes at the club as well. I mean, I must admit, there were some decent performances that spring out in my mind, actually, in that season. I think there was one of Robin van Persie against Olympiacos. There was it Olympiacos? There was also, the game against Leverkusen. There were some good games where we played some really good stuff. But man, oh man, oh man, we were shit overall. But I must say that this current run that we are on is just as bad as them all. I know that Tottenham game was good, but that's more down to Tottenham being absolutely shit. But you have to say that this performance against City and the one against Liverpool, just the recent games, the ones in the Champions League, even the ones that we've managed to just snatch some results in at the end, have all been gash performances. So in terms of how the team's looking, and we don't seem to have that identity or the ability to sort of create chances regularly. We don't have that style. We are just getting done at the back all the time. Teams are peppering us. And we can't create chances. So that is a big problem. And the midfield looks terrible. The defenders look terrible. We've got a big slabby captain at the back. I mean, this is as bad as it gets, really. Even though we spent all that money and got a good team of players on paper, this is as bad as it has been. Honestly, it's as bad as it's been in terms of style. Okay. Timothy Young, what's going on? Says, I wouldn't mind Brendan, to be honest. Leicester play attractive football. Timothy Young, God love you, Timothy, but Brendan Rodgers is not the answer for Manchester United, my son. In terms of decent football, I mean, okay, yeah, that's fair. You know, he's obviously a proven coach in terms of experience, where he's gone and done stuff at lots of different clubs. He's got the experience. He's put in the time. He's been to Spain coaching. He's been to, Scotland and done the Invincibles. He's got sacked off by Liverpool. But there you go. I mean, he's a Liverpool reject. He's finished below Ole Gunnar Solskjaer last few seasons. Need I say more? I mean, I don't want that guy at the club because he's just not really a massive improvement. If you're going to get somebody with a CV that's a proven winner, that's won all the top trophies and won a lot of stuff. Don't get somebody who's won the Mickey Mouse Scots League. No disrespect. Tizzy Red Devil, thank you very much for getting in here with a super chat as well, boss. Appreciate everybody getting in there, having their say. So Dizzy Red Devil comments, hello, Pig. Not much I can say in support of Ollie, but the players should be held to account as well. Wish Ollie could fix it. Dizzy Red Devil, thanks a lot, bro. Yeah, they need to be stone cold stunned out in the dressing room by Roy Keane, mate. We need to get Roy in just to be like pretty much a heavy in the dressing room. That's what I would like to see. But no, in all seriousness, you're right. A lot of the players need to hang their heads in shame. And in terms of slamming Maguire, he needs a little bit of a scaffolding tower or something to hang his head in shame because it is a large slab. But in all seriousness, you've got to look at the players like Fred and McTominay and these guys. But in a way, do you? Solskjaer selected the guys. It's not like we've had a consistent performance out of these guys all season long and suddenly it's all gone off the edge. No, they've been shit all season long. Slab's made an error in every game. Fred has been an absolute joke in the midfield. And Scotty McTominay is, let's face it, bang bloody average. He knows that. You know that. I know that. We can see it week to week. But he still selects them in the team. So, you know, as much as I do blame the players, which I do, Solskjaer doesn't have to play them. Solskjaer could have started Tellez over Luke Shaw, who's been in bad form. He could have started any number of centre-back combinations in that game or any formations without Slabby Maguire in them, couldn't he? I know Bailly scored an OG. Yeah, fair enough, that happened. Maybe that wouldn't have happened if he had played a different system and played a different set of centre-backs. He could have played, who knows, I don't know. He could have played Tellez left wing back. He could have played Luke Shaw left centre back, you know, who was good in that PSG game in that system. Lindelof and Bailly. You don't have to play the fucking human slab. You don't have to give him the captain's armband. You don't have to select Fred and McTominay in the centre of the park. You don't have to play the same system all season long. Thankfully, he's changed now because he's fighting for his job. But the system that he was playing earlier on, that 4-2-3-1, it was the same thing every single week. And, you know, it was proven to be rubbish. And yet he still selected the players and the players didn't perform. So as much as I do think the players, some of these players are not fit to wear the shirt for Manchester United, they don't have to be selected. He doesn't have to select them, but he does. So who's that down to, really? If I was the manager, I wouldn't select them. I'm not saying I'd get it right. I'm sure I wouldn't do as good a job as Ollie. Ollie's a fucking United man. He's a football man. He's dedicated his life to it. I'm just saying, if I was the manager, I'd drop Slabby Maguire. I'd get rid of Fred. I'd drop McTominay. I mean, you see Roy Keane the other day saying, I'd be throwing punches at them in the dressing room if I was on their team. I wouldn't let them on the court. No, that's not what he was saying. He was saying, if I could get Ollie, I'd grab Ollie and I'd say, why are you playing Fred? Why are you playing Fred? You know, and that's the question. Why are you playing Fred? That's the question. It doesn't make any sense. There's no logic to it. You've got a bang average player and you're trying to get a lot out of him. And it doesn't add up. So that's how I feel about it really now, Dizzy. He's had his chances to change the team. He's had his chances to bring other players through. He didn't have to loan out some of the youth players that we've loaned out this time. They could have had a chance. They could have had a chance in the team. You know, he blooded Mason Greenwood. This team's all about giving youngsters chances. If first teamers aren't performing, fuck me, stick a Jimmy Garner in there or something. What's the worst that can happen? He's not going to do any worse than Fred in this gash system. So, yeah, I'm very frustrated with his selections in his management, to be honest, Dizzy. And it's got to the point where I can't defend his selections and say that, oh, you know what? It's down to Maguire. It's down to the players. We got fucking Cristiano Ronaldo in the team, for Pete's sake. The most clutch player of all time, the GOAT. He's not playing well. He's not getting the service. The team's crumbling behind him. That's what I'm talking about. It's like it's down to... I don't think it's down to the players anymore. I just don't think it's down to the players anymore so much. I definitely think the players, some of them are shit and shouldn't be wearing, you know, like Slabby, he can go as far as I'm concerned. Right, we've got a lot of stuff to get into here, by the way, guys. A lot of stuff to get into. Let me just cover some more information here. So thank you, everyone who's getting in the live chat. Everybody, do have your say. Get your thoughts and opinions in. So, protest plan on the 13th of November then, guys. They will protest the Glazers out along with Ollie out. So smash a one in the live chat if you're going to that. Hashtag Glazers out. And I guess you can go with the hashtag Ollie out. But I'm not really promoting the hashtag Ollie out protest, you know. I don't think it's his fault at this that they haven't sacked him. You know what I mean? I'd say hashtag fucking Glazers out. And of course, the fact that they haven't shown that ambition to get rid of him now and maybe get somebody else in who could take us to that next level is obviously what we're protesting. But in terms of the hashtag on it, I just don't feel very comfortable about that because, in terms of the protest, you know what I'm saying? anyway, so despite growing speculation over Solskjaer's future, it seems like he remains in charge at the football club at this moment in time. David Ornstein also reporting that compensation owed to Solskjaer and his staff is unlikely to figure prominently in Man United's thinking. Yeah, it's not that much money, to be fair, in terms of having to sack them off and save the season 7 or 8 million or what it might be to pay out the rest of his contract. He says there's a sense they ideally want to get to next summer and are reluctant to fire him while they are still in contention to qualify for the Champions League. So yeah, again, just accepting mediocrity. We are in contention for the Champions League, but we're just accepting mediocrity at this moment in time. So that's what the protest is all about, really, because they're reluctant to fire him, guys. They don't want to get rid of him at this stage because he is a yes man for them. Who else are they going to get in? It's like this. To them, it just doesn't make much sense at this moment in time. But to us, for people who think, as much as he's a great dude, the end of the road is here, and if you want to get somebody in the right direction to take this club forward, we've got to make the change. So that's what it's all about, guys, unfortunately. There's always a tipping point. This is also from David Ornstein. He says, signals that Man United executives feel this has arrived are yet to emerge. These calls ultimately rest with Joel Glazer. A significant factor contributing to the stance is the lack of available or credible options. So that is also a big thing to think about, my friends, is that in terms of options out there, there's nobody that's brilliant that's available in my eyes. There are some good options. There are some, decent punts, but I don't think there's anybody that's really guaranteed to just get us going just like that with the CV and the trophy cabinet that we want. Really we need an attacking Jose Mourinho style type manager. That's the sort of manager that United need right now. A big character, a big ego, but also somebody that fits the ethos of our club. And when I say an attacking Jose, I mean obviously not Jose because he's not an attacking manager. I mean a Jose type character that is actually attacking. But anyway, whereas other sources, that's why Zidane might be the one, but by all accounts, he's not really interested. So, Manchester United Manchester News reporting that United are basically delaying the inevitable by giving him longer in the role, but we still feel that Solskjaer needs more time. Other reports coming out that the Manchester United dressing room think that Solskjaer shows favouritism to some players and is too soft on the squad, which I think is fair. I don't think he is the most disciplinarian of managers. I don't think he's sort of drumming any sort of fear into the players at all, really. He's the baby-faced assassin. He's the guy who puts your arm around his shoulder. He's a nice guy. I don't really think that anybody's afraid of Ollie, and they should be. You should be a bit afraid of your fucking manager. Look at Fergie, look at Jose. I mean, not fear, but you should just have that ultimate level of respect. That, just true respect, almost bordering on the fear. That's what I would say. And, these managers need to be nasty in certain moments and be reactive and get performances out of the players and rile them up and get in their faces and ruffle some feathers in the dressing room at half time and get reaction. I don't really see him necessarily being that guy. I think he has done sometimes in the past. You look at last season, how many times did we come back from losing positions to win? It's not like he can't do it, but at this moment in time, it just seems like maybe he's lost it a bit. Maybe if you're in the dressing room and you're Donny van der Beek and you're Eric Bailly and you're certain players in the team, Alex Telles or Diogo Dallo, and some of the players that you're looking on going, man, some of these guys in the first team were performing like shit. And they're still playing ahead of me. Well, that's going to cause a little bit of disdain and negativity. Before you know it, there's talking, there's little murmurs, and before you know it, there's unrest. And there's pockets in the dressing room of different vibes going on. People who are really happy with Ollie because they're getting selected every week. Fred, you think Fred wants Ollie to go? I don't think he does. I think Fred is fucking bang happy getting played every week and being selected, even in a shit team. So I do think that, that's what I mean. There's favouritism going on. There is. And I hate to see it. I want to see players who are based on form, picked based on form, not players that are just there because Ollie likes them or Ollie's had good performances out them fucking years ago. It's not on. He should be playing players based on form and he should be dropping players based on form too. Like if a player like Maguire puts in a consistent run all season where he's shit, then he shouldn't just be selected and given the armband guaranteed just because we paid 80 million for him. We've got some sort of obligation to play him. That's fucking bollocks. So yeah, definite favouritism going on in the United dressing room. In regards to Eddie Woodward as well, this is from Sky Sports. No decision has been announced as to a successor to Ed Woodward. However, the process will have no bearings on any decisions regarding the manager, as ultimately the board decides such decisions as a whole with the final sign-off from Joel Glazer. So obviously he's supposed to be leaving at the end of the fucking year. Let's hope that happens, man. Ed Woodward is an absolute bloody melter as well. But who knows who we're going to get in, in terms of the rest of the setup there. We don't have any football men at Manchester United. It's just such a bloody damn shame. We just got bankers and business moguls as the owners, and it's just a fucking absolute disgrace, really. Okay, so let's have a look at some other news in regards to some links with other players. So Fabrizio Romano on his Twitch channel just gave us an update on Ralf Rangnick. He says Manchester United would be a big dream for Rangnick. I heard he talks with the board long back, but the board changed his mind as he wasn't an easy person for them to work with. I'm not sure if United will come back for him. So, in terms of sort of what he wants and the freedoms that he's maybe required, maybe that's not in keeping with the Glazers sort of vision, of course, because they just do want a puppet yes man, in all honesty, in the role. But I mean, if you look at what he's done, obviously previously with RB Leipzig, growing them as a sporting director as well as a coach, you've got to say that he's a very experienced and it looks pretty good for somebody that can maybe come in, I guess, as an interim capacity, with the idea that at some point in the future he could go into a technical role at the club, oversee the football side of things. Somebody like that is what Manchester United need. We need more football men, people who have had a career in football. That is what Manchester United need. Unfortunately, I think we've just got the wrong sort of people running the club. So if you've got someone like him in, it might be a viable short-term option, and then also he's got potential to maybe have a further role in the club further down the line. I'm not saying that's the right idea because, again, it's an okay candidate. He might be good at Manchester United. It might be the idea. Stylistically, it might be good as well. But there's other drawbacks as well. And there's other things that make it not that realistic, such as the Glazers. Guys, we're on our way to 150 likes. Thanks everyone for getting in here. Do leave a cheeky little like on it if you're just getting in here. Kung Fu Canton on that like button. Hit that subscribe button if you're new to the channel as well, guys. It's free to subscribe. We give you all the latest United news on the channel. I'm a little bit under the weather today, so I'm feeling a bit gash. My throat is a little bit raw, as you can probably hear. But thankfully, I haven't sneezed or dribbled out any phlegm live on the show yet, which is good. So thank you very much for joining us, though, everybody. Do hit the like on all that stuff and get involved. So there you go. And other links as well. ESPN reporting that Manchester United have played down speculation that they have made an approach to Brendan Rodgers. He would be in the frame to replace Solskjaer if United decide, of course, to sack Ole Gunnar. But Old Trafford Chiefs are well aware of the difficulty in prizing him away, particularly mid-season. So obviously compensation packages, etc., more money involved, mid-season, etc. That's probably not the most realistic thing right now. Plus, I don't bloody want Brendan Rodgers anyway, guys. I mean, let's just be real here. Smash a 1 in the live chat if you want Brendan Rodgers to come in instead of Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. Smash a 2 if you don't. Smash a 2 if you don't. I mean, I don't see how that's the answer because Ole's actually outdone the twat in the last couple of seasons, if you ask me. In the league anyway. Yes, he won that cup, yada, 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 all the rest of it. It's bollocks. Lots of ones coming in the live chat. Pineapple Orange wants Brendan. Ashley wants Brendan. Charlie wants Brendan. Rupert wants Brendan. Are you guys mad? Crikey, we're going... This is what really pisses me off, guys. I'm sorry, I know you've all got your opinions and stuff, but for a start, he was Liverpool's manager a few years ago. Ruled out. There you go. There you go. It's that fucking simple. It's that fucking simple. By the way, trophies. Has he won the Champions League? Has he won the fucking Premier League? Has he won... The answer to this, my friends, is no. We're going for a B-Tech Liverpool reject here, my friend. Come on, let's have a bit more ambition. Punisher YT says no. Batman Nightfan says no. Scott B says no. Eddie O2 says yes. Well, fair enough. He's a good manager. I will give you that. He's a good manager. Brenda is a good manager. He's not a great manager. United need a great manager. If we're going to get rid of a good manager, which Ollie is a good manager, you know why he's a good manager? Third place finish, second place finish, Europa semi, Europa final. Not a great manager because he didn't fucking win them and we didn't fucking, but still a good manager to finish above Liverpool, regardless if they've all Virgil van Dijk's injured. That gives them justification for being shit all year then. Just the fact Virgil's fucking injured doesn't mean that it's not an achievement that Solskjaer finished above them last season, and Chelsea too. He didn't have a bad year. So he's a good manager. I'm just not saying he's not what we need. He's not a great manager. He's not a winner. He's not a proven winner. He's not a trophy winner. He's not somebody that's definitely going to go and get you a trophy. Neither's Brendan Rodgers, mate. Neither's Brendan Rodgers. He might do. He's got a bit of silverware, but he's not got a fucking lot. Really not keen on him. Dilly Hill like Simeone. Now we're actually talking about somebody that might make a little bit of sense. It doesn't, because he's not really the stylistic manager that we need. He is a defensive-minded manager. But in terms of an immediate impact, in terms of a winner's mentality, in terms of getting a style go in and a team playing the right style, it's more of a Conte vibe, but it's a better than Conte vibe, if you ask me. It's not a bad shout. It's not a bad shout for a short-term sort of fix, but he's happy and let's go. They just won the fucking league there. He's a good coach. He's a great coach. He's obviously proven to get to the latter stages of major tournaments regularly, and he's just won La Liga with and let's go to no easy task. But stylistically, again, it's not quite right for Manchester United. Plus, does he even want to come to Manchester United and take this job? He's in a good sort of place right now. No one else is available, says Shamir Qureshi, a manager from Germany or the Netherlands, says Verinda. I mean, I don't really think that it matters where they're from. It's just really about who's the right candidate for the job. Who's the best manager for the job? That's what I'm sort of most interested in. Hey, we got 150 likes, guys. Thanks for joining us. Get your thoughts and opinions in. Ralph Hausenhutel would be good, says Griffo Chance. Fair play going along with those German vibes. Hausenhutel, okay, I can see what you're saying, but it's a fucking big step up, lad, to Manchester United. But no, fair enough, man. I mean, I do understand there's a few guys out there. I mean, look at Newcastle United, by the way, have just appointed Eddie Howe. That is a great appointment for them, by the way. I think that they've gone for the right guy for the job, because he's just all about that long-term project. His team's playing nice football, and he's probably the right guy to get you from being a bang average lower team side to being a good sort of, side challenging up there a little bit. I'm not talking about challenging for the league, but for European spots and stuff. I could see him with a decent budget and allowed to sign the right players playing good football for Newcastle. His teams will play good football, and they'll attack, and they'll play nice stuff, and he'll build a team there. So I think that's actually a really good addition for them. It's not great for United though. Like, Manchester United shouldn't have gone for Eddie Howe. Just because he's good for Newcastle doesn't mean he's good for us. Like, United's different level. United's levels above. United's huge. United's a Goliath. You need proven track record of winning things. Getting Bournemouth in the Prem for 5 years is a great achievement, but it's not a good enough achievement to warrant getting the United job. Winning the FA Cup with Bournemouth or winning a trophy, but fair enough, he's shown some sort of absolute just genius abilities there. But he hasn't, it's like this. You've got to aim high for Manchester United, is what I'm saying. We're one of the biggest clubs in the world. Should be the fucking biggest club in England right now, the best club in England right now, but we're not. So we should be aiming for the absolute upper crust, top tier, upper echelon type manager. Why are we settling for anything less? Brendan Rodgers is settling, to be fair. Even Ten Hag is settling, in my opinion, for somebody that is not really there. So ESPN preference is to keep Ole Gunnar Solskjaer until the end of the season, but there is a growing feeling that the stance would change if United's place in next season's Champions League was threatened. Villarreal on the 20th of November. Who knows what happens there? Ole's got to beat Watford. He's got to beat Villarreal. He's got to beat Chelsea, in my opinion, to keep his job if they do stick with him. I don't see him doing that, based on how we played recently. I really hope he does if he stays, but I don't think he's going to. Sources close to Solskjaer accept that he is vulnerable after a run of 6 defeats in 12 games. 6 defeats in 12 games for Man United, guys. What a shower of shite. Tells the whole story, really. Totally unacceptable. Totally unacceptable. But insists he has been told to begin preparations for the trip to Vicarage Road on November 20th, that he remains confident of turning the situation around. That game's on the 20th, my bad. So I think this is from Rob Dawson anyway. So, yeah, listen, the Watford game is a huge key game for him, and, of course, Villarreal game and the Chelsea game. Like, he has to win all of those. But just the fact that he's been told, to make preparations for the game against Watford already it's a lack of ambition by the club, I must say. It is. I'm not all about chopping and changing managers. I want to give managers a good run and a fair crack of the whip and give it a go and have time. But 3 years and half a billion pounds and the squad we've got now, it's enough. It's enough time. It's enough time to get better results than we've got. Right, then I'm going to get into the live chat, guys. Thank you, everyone who's getting in here. Really appreciate you all. Oh, hang on. We've got an update here from Matty the Rushmano coming in here. Thank you very much. Let's see what this is. Oh, wow. Okay, check this out. So, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, check this out. It's quite interesting. I mean, all right then. Fair enough. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer spotted at Manchester Airport today with his family on the way to Norway for a short break. Fuck me, he needs it. You know what I mean? Fuck me, he needs it. He's got a smile on his face, as you would expect. He's off with his kids to Norway. Man, fuck me, does he need it? You know what I'm saying? Crikey. But there you go. He's off to Norway for a few days there. International break time. Man, I guess that indicates that they're not going to sack him then. If he's just been, like, check this out, this is 4:03 today. If he's been pictured at the airport and he's off, you know, I guess, unless they're going to sack him while he's on holiday, which wouldn't surprise me with these fucking owners and stuff, but, sack him by text message while he's snowboarding with his kids in Norway, do you know what I mean? But anyway, yeah, I can't imagine they're going to sack him then. They would have done the business today, wouldn't they? They would have sacked him. It seems like Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's staying at the club, guys, until the Watford game, yeah. Just so you guys know, it does seem like we're stuck with him, guys. How do you feel about that? Let me know in the live chat. Right then, also, one last update from ESPN here, which is there are 3 managers in the frame for the Manchester United job if Solskjaer is to be sacked. Brendan Rodgers, Mauricio Pochettino, and Ralph Rangnick. So I'm going to get a little poll up in the live chat. Just out of interest, I'm just going to see who do you guys want. Rodgers, Poch, Rangnick, or, I mean, it doesn't seem like Zidane's really in the frame right now. I would like Zidane. I'm not even going to put Zidane in there as a choice, because I think a lot of people would like Zidane based on what he's won with Real and the style of football, but I don't think he's even in the mix. It doesn't seem like he wants the job. We haven't heard any mumblings or murmurs about it at all. So I'll put Ten Hag in there. I'll put Ten Hag in there as well. So I'm going to ask the community, guys, have a little vote in the poll. It's going to pop up on your live chat now. Do take a vote and let me know so we can find out what you guys are actually feeling in terms of who's available right now. The favourite to take over at Manchester United as of right now is Brendan Rodgers, believe it or not. Fuck Poch, says Jonathan Gallagher. Absolutely. Big God Bob, how you doing? Ellie giving the hairdryer treatment. Get in there, Ellie. Administer it like red-faced Sir Alex back in the day and not like Ole Gunnar. Hashtag Glazers out, says Rush Mono. Always, my friend. Right, I'm getting into the live chat now, my friends. So the latest updates, if you just joined us, as I say, Manchester United backing Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. Reported far and wide, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is sort of safe for the time being. United have no plans to get rid of him at this moment in time in the international break, despite us losing against Manchester City in such a bad fashion and the run that we've been on. So they're sticking with him, guys, until maybe Champions League football is no longer a thing. If we can't win the Champions League, and maybe they'll sack him off, or if the contention for the Premier League just becomes absolutely impossible, like we turn into a proper mid-table side, which we may well do, if Solskjaer stays, because as much as I love him, the team's playing shit recently, guys. You can't get away from it. Listen, all people out there, if you love Ollie, which is a lot of you from being a player and stuff, if you love Ollie, you can understand that there's got to come a point where you just go, you know what? He's not the right man. He's not the right man. It's a shame he's not, but he's not. Because the team should be playing better with the tools he's got at his disposal. So that is the biggest story, really. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer seems to be staying. The second biggest story is that there's planned protests at Old Trafford on the 13th of November. And the protests are for Glazers out and Ollie out. And it's 3 p.m. on the 13th of November. So to quote Griffo Chaz here, the fantastic legend of our live chat who wrote this article, Man United fans are set to protest outside Old Trafford on the Saturday the 13th of November at 3 p.m. to make their feelings known about the state of the club. The United fan base are disappointed with the way the club is run and the failure to sack manager Ole Gunnar Solskjaer following heavy defeats to both rivals, Liverpool and Man City, has caused this scheduled protest. The protest is being branded with the hashtags #Glazers out and #Ollie out. This will be the second major protest against the club this year after last season's home game against Liverpool had to be postponed following a group of fans breaking into an Old Trafford pitch in anger over the proposed European Super League that subsequently fell through. So, protests on the 13th during the international break, of course. Make it be known. Glazers out. Actually, absolutely, like Rushmano said, let's get that green and gold in there until the club is sold. #Glazers out. Get it in there. #Glazers out, my friends. And if you want, I guess hashtag Ollie out. But I mean, I don't really want to go. I don't really want that to be a protest thing. I mean, are we really going to do that with a legend of our club like that? Hashtag Ollie out like that? It's kind of a bit of a disgrace if you ask me. Let's show a bit more decorum about Ollie. And in regard, even if you do want him out, I respect the fact we want him out. But do we have to be mean to him? No. Let's be fucking double mean to the Glazers, though. That's what I propose. Let's be double mean to the Glazers, because they're the ones who kept Ollie in the job. Ollie loves United and just wants to see the club do well, and he thinks that he can do it. Maybe he is a little bit deluded, but he thinks that he can do it, and he wants the best for the club. I know that in my heart of hearts. It's not a money job for him. He's here because of the passion, and he loves United. I know that. The Glazers, on the other hand, they are not. They are fucking not here for that. They do not have the passion for United. They don't care about United. It's not in their blood. They just care about the money. So that is the difference here. Let's make sure we make a clear differentiation between this. I don't want to see fucking effigies of Ole Gunnar Solskjaer fucking being burned and bollocks like that. That would be a disgrace. Don't do it. Don't do yourself like that, guys. Make sure you've got an effigy of the Glazers instead. No, in all honesty, though, come on, guys. Let's show a little bit of fucking respect. Thank you, Griffo Chaz. Absolutely spot on article. It's at the top of the live chat. If you want to check it out, please do hit the link. It's in the top of the live chat at the end of this vid or whenever to read it whilst you're next on the toilet. Yeah, Eddie O2 says all out, fair play. Glazers out, all out, says Daniel Barnes. All out, hashtag all out is maybe a nicer way to go, mate, because it encompasses everyone, the players, the manager, the coaching staff, and the owners and the board. No yellow and green for me, says Stefan. GTL Red says Glazers and Ollie out, says GTL Red. Gungshi, be more respectful on Ollie. Hashtag respect, says G-Wolf. Glazers out, says Matthew. Kingslayer says Rangnick in until the end of the season. Ten Hag won't leave in the middle of the season. Yeah, fair play. That is the problem. Rangnick is the one who seems available right now. If you look at his philosophy and what he's done and who he's influenced, and it is a very impressive career that he's had. I mean, the teams that he's managed, none of them are as big as Manchester United, though. That is what I would say. He has obviously done very good jobs as well, not just as a manager, but in technical roles at different football clubs as well, sporting director roles, etc. So you've got to respect him. He's obviously a big football man. He's got a great football mind. He oversaw a fantastic rise in the RB Leipzig brand, for instance. So he's obviously very, very astute. But I would say, in terms of the big clubs, nobody's bigger than Manchester United, but still, he's not, who's he managed? A bunch of random German clubs and stuff. Yeah, he's pretty good, though. He's pretty good. But again, what's he won? A bunch of German cups. Fair enough. He has won a bunch of German cups and stuff like that. Again, it's not all that impressive to me, though. I'm looking for somebody with a CV with a cabinet of a proven winner. Absolutely, Rushmono. Glazers are only interested in money. Timothy Young says, Piggy, you say get a good manager with a proven CV, but we've tried that with so many managers, mate. Yeah, you are right, Timothy. You are right when you say that. I mean, LVG was a great name manager with a great CV. Jose Mourinho as well. Even Moisey, really, in terms of Premier League stability and having that Premier League experience, was very experienced. Not in terms of winning trophies, but... Yeah, but still, though, Timothy, I mean, who would you rather... If you're going to sack off Ollie, it seems like if you're going to sack off Ollie, you've got to go with something different. There's no point getting rid of Ollie and then getting somebody like Brendan Rodgers in, who's just going to provide you with that same level of fucking, mediocre finishes in the league. You need a bit more proven track record than that to take over from Ollie at this stage. Otherwise, I'd rather wait with Ollie until somebody better is available. Until there is a Zidane that's available who's got those Champions League titles. Until there is somebody that's got that CV. I know what you're saying, though. You don't need that. You don't need that. I mean, we've gone for that in the past with Jose and LVG and it's not worked out. I guess you don't need that, but it definitely helps. Experience and proven record is a big plus point, Steve Johnson still thinks Ollie needs time. The vacation might recharge his batteries. Yeah, well, fuck me. He needs a big recharge, doesn't he? Dan Davies says, I get a Glazers protest, but to protest against Ollie after what he's done for the club as a player is a moron. Dan Davies, totally agree, mate. I do agree. That's what I was just saying. I totally agree. We have to differentiate between Ollie and the Glazers. Ollie loves the club and he wants the best for the club. I know that. You guys do too. I literally just said this a few moments ago, but I'll say it again. The Glazers don't. The Glazers don't. They are cancer at the club. They just care about the money. That's the difference. So just respect Ollie and the job that he's done up until this season. And it's fallen off the cliff, sadly, this season. It's been shy. But he's tried his best the last couple of seasons, and to be fair, he's done pretty well with the club and who's in charge and the resources at his disposal with personnel and getting rid of players and getting them in. Done pretty well up until this season. So let's just show him a little bit more respect than people like Jose, who's more of a mercenary, who goes from club to club and gets these big paydays, or other managers that we've had, or even just the fact that it's the Glazers we should be protesting against, the hierarchy of this football club, the board, the owners, the Eddie Woodward and co. This is who we should be protesting against, really. And they're the ones making the decisions. Solskjaer just wants his chance to do the job, and he's not going to walk away. He's not going to walk away. Why would you walk away? I don't want him to walk away. People are saying he should resign. No, he shouldn't resign. If they want him to go, they need to pay him. They need to pay him. He deserves to be paid after what he's fucking been put through. To be fair, this is an emotional ringer that he has been put through. In fact, I mean, think about it. For a lot of you people out there, you're saying hashtag Ollie out for this protest. I mean, his reputation has been tarnished to a degree at Manchester United, and he has sort of had them holding him back at times over the years as well. So, he's put a lot on the line by taking this job. And we should respect him. It shouldn't really be him that is getting the brunt of the aggro here. They're the ones who are making decisions to keep him and accepting this mediocre football. So, let's just get a bit of perspective here. Let's hashtag Glazers out. Let's get those hashtag Glazers out and those green and golds flowing throughout the live chat as well. But on the day, like I say, please, I mean, I'm not going there because I'm in Spain at the time. So I'm in Spain for a few days from Wednesday. So I'm not there. But people who are there, please, let's just be a little bit more respectful when they're going to Solskjaer. Fair enough, you got your Ollie out and all that, but I don't want to see anything too ridiculous here. I don't want to see some horrible, offensive slogans towards Ollie. Let's keep it directed towards the Glazers and the owners who are shite and make them make the change. That's what it's really all about. It's not really about, us hating on Ollie. I love Ollie. As a human being, I can honestly say, I love the guy. There's nobody I'd more like to just have a pint with and have a chat with. He's a warm, wholesome individual. He's just a nice bloke. Plus, on top of that, he's a legend of this football club. He's given a lot to this club over the years. Much more than any of those fucking players out there have, apart from maybe, the likes of Ronaldo and De Gea. But most of them, they haven't bled like Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's bled for this club. He's been there in the fucking trenches for Manchester United, and he's fought for this club, and he's come back to try and do the same in a coaching role. That should be admired, to be fair. He's tried and he's failed, but that should be fucking admired. It shouldn't be, he shouldn't be disrespected. So that's how I feel about it anyway. Right then. Okay, don't get any fake news in here, please, UTFR. I'd appreciate that. Please don't get any fake news in the live chat, guys. Sultan Mahmood says, can't respect the man who plays McFred and Slabhead week to week. So, well, okay, but you've got to respect what he's done up until this point. He's made some mistakes now, and that's true. But come on, Sultan. He got a second above Liverpool and Chelsea last year. Can you not respect that at the very least? And just say he's tried and he failed and he can't take us to that next level? But actually, and I'll say this as well, he deserves respect because this man has built a foundation at this football club much better than any of the previous managers. Man, when Ollie came in, he had to deal with that Bruno Mars impersonator fucking Alexis Sanchez on £500,000 a week. And some of the other pretenders that we had at the club. He's had to get rid of a lot of the players, ship a lot of players out, build again. And whenever the next manager does come in, he's not going to have to do that rebuild job to the same degree. Sure, he might want one or two players. He might want a few players gone, like shitty Fred and Maguire. But he's not going to have to do a full fucking rebuild. He's got the great players there. Somebody's going to come in and get this team probably firing pretty quickly. That's what's so frustrating about Ollie's tenureship right now, is because he's got a great squad, but he can't get them firing. Somebody could come in and get this team to be playing like a fucking great team. I mean, crikey, what manager in the world would not want Cristiano Ronaldo at the top of your team? Would not want Bruno Fernandes in your side? So there's some definite quality in this side, and it could kick in pretty quickly. Rushmano says we've got 180 likes. Thank you everyone who's hit the like button. Smash the like. Let's see if we can get 200 likes on the stream before it ends. Do smash the thumbs up and get your final thoughts in as well on your opinions. So I'll have a look at the poll here. I can see that Ragnick and Ten Hag are neck and neck at the moment in the poll. Who do you want to be United's next manager? Only 20% want Brendan Rodgers. I'm pleased about that because I really don't want that guy. Poch, I definitely don't want Pochettino. He's an Argentinian Ollie in a lot lot of ways. Well, he's not, but he's an Argentinian Brendan, is what he is. He's like somebody that's got good record, decent style about them, can build a team, etc. But again, that CV of winning those big things and actually being a winner is not there. So it's like you're taking a bit of a punt with those guys as well. Rangnick, I think that is a good option because there's various different things that he brings to the club, whether or not the Glazers would want him. And Ten Hag, stylistically as well, would fit the club more so as well. But again, huge pressure cooker of a job at Manchester United, different sort of a vibe to Ajax. So that's how I feel about it, guys. But 36% of people at the moment in time want Ten Hag. He's just about edging it. It's Rangnick, not Ragnick. It's hard for me to say, Gunshi, okay? I get my, it's hard for me to say. Sultan Mahmood says, Poch has tactics, Ollie doesn't, end of, says Sultan Mahmood. Yeah, are you sure about that? Sultan Mahmood, Ollie does have tactics. His tactics are just not good enough for us. How's about last season, though? People have short memories, guys. By the way, do you remember that team called Arsenal who went invincible back in the day and won the league and everybody considers them one of the greatest teams in the history of Premier League? We beat their away unbeaten run under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer last season and going into this season. So tactically, were we shit all the time? No. We weren't tactically shit all the time. Tactically, we were fantastic a lot of the time. Problem is, now we can't seem to break down lesser teams. We struggle on the offensive. We struggle attacking side. We struggle to create. This season's been the problem. Not really last season. I was happy with what we did last season, really, in the grand scheme of things, in terms of progression. This season is where the problem and the rot is set in, mate. So, tactically, I think you're being a bit harsh on him there, saying he's got no tactics. I just think that right now the tactics are not what Manchester United need. And clearly, there's a stubbornness and an unwilling to change from Ole Gunnar Solskjaer in a lot of ways. Rushmana says, I just rang Nick and he doesn't want to come. oh my goodness me. Anyway, so you say Rangnick, I say Ragnick, whatever. The issue with Ten Hag is he does not speak English, bro, says Josh said. Okay, fair enough, but neither does Bielsa, mate. There's been, lots of managers in recent times who don't speak very good English as well. Pochettino, when he first came in, didn't speak a damn lick of English, if I remember correctly. So that's not exactly the biggest barrier that it used to be. There's translators, there's probably dressing rooms that different managers could come in and there's more people that speak their language than fucking English. Who knows? There's so many different nations in a dressing room. I don't think it's as apparent as it used to be, in all honesty. I think it's important to obviously learn English and speak the English, but I don't even see that being a problem these days. I don't really want a manager who can't speak English, though. I'm just saying it's not as big as an issue as you might think. Moreno, U Studio says the board should not delay to release Ollie, or we will play Europa next season. That's sort of how I feel a little bit, actually, mate. The wheels could fall off very quickly in that Champions League campaign. You look at how we've looked in that competition as well. All of those games have been shite, haven't they? Okay, the Atalanta 3-2 comeback, that was pretty epic. Ronaldo clutching it and all the rest of it. You're 2-0 down, you win 3-2. How can that not be great? That was fucking awesome. But the reason we had to do that is because of the first half being so unbelievably gash. We were so not convinced in that game whatsoever. The Villarreal game was atrocious. We just about pinched the result in that one. And how's about the Young Boys game? That truly was an atrocious performance. So we haven't been convincing in the Champions League group whatsoever. I am concerned that we're not going to get out of that group. I really am massively concerned about it. So what's the news, says man like Ryan? The news is Solskjaer is staying. He's off on a few days to Norway for a little break, a little family break, and it seems like Manchester United have stuck with him. It's being reported far and wide that that Man United are sticking with him. Valencia was our club captain, not a word of English, says Berber. Yeah, there you go as well. Fair play, my friend. The music's too damn loud. What music? Have you got... Hey, Zemiassi, thank you very much for the thank you very much for the super sticker there, my friend, of a banana skin emoji. Thank you very much there, Zemiassi. So you're saying that what? We've got a banana skin to trip over now, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, yeah? Come on, Zane, that's a little bit well, I don't even know what that means. Can you just type for once? What does that even mean? G Wolf United says, Ben Dor, don't bring people's mothers in here. Absolutely, yeah. Make sure you don't do that, guys. Make sure you don't do that. Anyway, so that's basically the latest news. I will stick around for just a few more minutes. There's 227 legends of you in here right now. Appreciate you getting involved and being a part of the stream. Really enjoy you getting your thoughts in there. I'm going to end that poll now, and it is definitive now. So we've got a 38% in favour of Ten Hag. Pretty interesting. So the fan base is feeling that Ten Hag vibe more so than anybody else right now. Interesting. Hey, Taj Guy, thank you very much for subscribing to the channel. I appreciate you. If you're new, do as Tara's done and smash that subscribe button. If it's your first time here, hit the like on it also. Smash the subscribe. There's a little bell icon, looks like Luis Suarez's face. Click that bell end icon. And also, so you get a notification when we post live. We will be back on here giving you the latest United news as and when it breaks, as and when there is any more information. Listen, if there is anything about Solskjaer, being sacked or anybody else being appointed or anything like that, you'll find out about it pretty damn quick on this channel, so make sure you're subscribed. We've got another update here as well, man. Thank you very much, Rushminer, for sending this through. So a number of players have reservations about whether Solskjaer's the right man to turn things around at United. The squad want him to succeed, but home defeats to Liverpool and City raised doubts, with some players concerned about the tactics. Club support Ollie as it stands. I'd be very concerned about the tactics if I was a player at United. Any of the players. If you're Ronaldo, man, you've got to be concerned about the tactics. If you're Bruno, you do. Pogba, what's his role in the team? We never really we never really know. Pogba's been played all over the gaff and in places where it's not really his forte. Playing in, the midfield two or whatever. It's not really, you shouldn't really ask him to do that because he's not good at it. So again, it's like square pegs, round holes and all that business. But the club support Ollie as it stands, guys. So as it stands, he is currently going to be Manchester United manager going into after the international break against Watford. That is the latest update. Also, there is a protest plans for the 13th of November outside Old Trafford. Glazers out and Ollie out protest. Those are the biggest news stories of the day, guys, if you're just joining us. Right then, so have your say for the last few minutes. Get your questions in, get your thoughts and opinions in. Let's be having you. Johnny says the players want him to succeed. The players feel sorry for him or what? I think the players like him. Wouldn't you like him if you were playing for him? If you'd had Jose, a real volatile character in before, playing negative sort of football, wouldn't you want a bit of Ollie action? He's a nice guy to work under, isn't he? He's a nice boss. I'm not saying he's the right boss, but he's a nice boss. I think a lot of these players like Ollie. He is a club legend. Ronaldo played with this guy for Pete's sake. He's got the respect. He's got the fucking respect for Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. But the problem is having the faith and belief in the system and the tactics, and are they actually the right man for the job? And that becomes the doubting factor, doesn't it? But I think they want him to succeed. It's just whether or not they think he can succeed. And I personally have lost that faith myself, unfortunately. Griffo Chaz has got a few tasty article ideas for over the international break. Get in there, Griffo Chaz. Griffo Chaz doing bits, by the way. Give him a follow up on YouTube, Delayed Kickoff, and also on Twitter, Griffo Chaz, mate. Or is it Charlie Griffo? Anyway, thank you very much, Griffo Chaz, you don. Joffar says, City ratted United to the core. Well, they did. I mean, it's sad to say. This is what pissed us all off, really. I was Ollie in up until a short while ago, but it's just, that's it. That sort of performance does rattle you. You can't accept that, especially after that Liverpool game and some of the results we've had. That's the big problem here. It's like we are just miles off. We're miles off these top teams, and we shouldn't be because we've got fucking great players. Jonathan says, Berber, we are years away from a trophy face, no characters, no leaders, bunch of bottles, weak mentality. Okay, I hear you, Jonathan, and that's true. There are a bunch of bottlers. I mean, who the fuck's the leader in the team? Slabby Maguire's the captain, and he's not a captain-worthy player. He's not a leader of a man. He's a complete human fridge. So, yes, I agree with that in some ways, but there are leaders in the team, though, John. If you can't say that the team's full of bottle merchants, I think De Gea, look at his passion. Look at how he reacted at halftime in that City game. He was performing like a don. He's a captaincy contender, if you ask me. He won't get it, and he shouldn't get it because there's better candidates. But he's still, he's a leader. You've got people like Ronaldo, the most ultimate leader of all time, potentially. Who's just dragged Portugal to major trophies and various different teams. Wearing the armband. The guy's a don. So why wouldn't he be the captain of this side? Plus, he's actually got more Manchester United pedigree and time under his belt than 99% of the squad, apart from maybe De Gea. He's been here and done that and worn the shirt literally before. So he would be a great candidate. Bruno Fernandes is a great leader out there on the pitch. I love how he plays. I love he wears his heart on his sleeve. He drags the team forward with his performances. He's a leader in a lot of ways. He's a better candidate. But guess what? Solskjaer needed to be aware of this. God almighty, we've been saying it all season long. Slab isn't the leader for Manchester United. He's the worst captain we've had in living memory in my lifetime anyway. Gone from Brian Robson to Keano to fucking Slabby Maguire. It is a joke. So, the fact that Solskjaer's still giving him the armband, I mean, just that in itself is big question marks, isn't it? Just take it off him. Take it off of him, drop him for being shite, and give it to Ronaldo. Show a little bit of backbone. That's what we need, somebody with a bit of backbone. You know the new manager coming in, whoever it would be, would take that armband off of Slabby. I would think that they would take the armband off of Slabby. I could be wrong. I mean, he is a character in the dressing room. He is a leader. He is good for England, but man, I would take it off him. I'd say, look, Harry, you're a good player, but you're not the captain. You're not the captain. I want somebody else to be the captain. Simple as that. That's it. A new manager coming in can do that without hurting the feelings as much, I guess. I don't even care about hurting Harry Maguire's feelings anymore. I'll hurt his feelings to the point where I free transfer the twat out of the club. That's what I'd fucking do if I was a new manager coming in. Unbelievable. 007, I've seen mosquitoes with more force than us. It's peak. True. I mean, we have been so toothless recently. One shot on target against City. Pig, please read my last comment, please, dude. Nice one, Bubba. Let's take a little look at this one. Also, a captain should reflect the manager. Roy Keane was a lion, like Ceramics, and we have a Slabby and Ollie, the Milky Bar kids. The Milky Bar kid is strong and yeah, fair play to you, Berber. You're doing the Milky Bar kid dirty there, though, to be fair, because he was strong and tough. No, anyway, a captain should reflect the manager. Yes, that's true. You're kind of right about that. It's kind of like dogs reflecting their owners, you know what I mean? Like, Jack Black owns a little pit bull or whatever, so, or a little bulldog or something like that. They sort of reflect their owner. Yeah, maybe the captain reflects the manager at Manchester United. Fergie was a little bit of a, he would snap. He was a red-faced man, wasn't he? He was an angry man. He was definitely a shouter. He's a really nice guy, Fergie, but on the competitive edge as a manager, man, he was a shouter, Roy Keane was that as a player, so maybe there's something to that there, Berber, We need a stronger mentality of the club, stronger level of players. 450k a week for Pogba, I mean, hope not. He can go as far as I'm concerned as well. You've gone from Sir Alex and Rio to Ollie and Maguire. Damn, throwing away your $10 steak pile for a recycled chocolate, says Carlos. That's about right, bud. Yeah, Jamie Todd, Pig, how long you delaying your sacking? We're waiting for career mode, says Jamie Todd. Oh, man. Well, I'm not too sure. I might do one later on, but I might have to qualify for champs later. But I'm going to do a career mode episode, Manchester United, definitely tomorrow, or I might try and squeeze another one in later if there's not much United news going on, but we'll see. Timothy Young says, Piggy, I don't know why Maguire played so well in the Euros. If only he played like that in Man United. I think, you know what it is, Timothy? I'll be honest. I think the systems under Ollie and Southgate have been quite similar over the years. So I don't think there's any real difference there. The personnel's quite similar. Okay, you can argue John Stones might have been a better partner for Maguire and the midfielders in front of him may be better, which I think that's true. Calvin Phillips obviously was doing really well and stuff like that. Jordan Henderson previously, etc. That is a factor. But I also just think that he doesn't have that pressure on him for England. It's almost like England are not realistic. Yeah, we do have this expectation as England fans that England should go on and win things at major tournaments. But when we got to the final of the Euros, it was like I was like in Bonusville. I couldn't believe it. Like, wow, we're actually in a final. It's more than what I expect. I expect us to get to the semis or something like that. I think the expectations are less for England than they are for United. The pressure at United is huge, and it's every single week. It doesn't go away. Whereas England, it's every now and again. He can get himself up for it. He's fighting for his nation as well. Plus, he's not wearing the armband, is he? And I think at United, he just folds under that pressure. He's like origami. He folds under pressure, this twat. Give him. The pressure of the captaincy, the expectation of the fans, that Old Trafford crowd roaring every single week. He melts. He makes fundamental mistakes. I think he would actually be a better player if he wasn't a captain. If you didn't give him the armband, if you gave the armband to somebody else, took it off, I think he'd instantly be a better player. I think he's basically a mental melt when it comes to that captaincy and that armband. He can't live up to it. To be fair, it's quite a lot of pressure. Not being funny, it is a lot of pressure. You're the leader. You're the team. Look at the captains that have been at United, right from, like I say, some of the best, like Captain Marvel, Robbo, and Keno, and we've had a lot of great captains over the years at United. And to live up to that is pressure. And to perform every week is pressure. But man, oh man, he's doing a piss poor job of even living anywhere up near to it. So, there's no excuse anymore. He should have it taken off of him. But I think that's why. To answer your question, I think that's why. There's slightly less pressure for England, but there's also slightly less expectation. There's also He's not really got the captain's armband, has he? Cantona was captain too, says Batman Knight fan. Robson, Bruce, Keane, Vidic, Neville, Rooney, Cantona, Harry Maguire, says Bubba. Who's the guy? Who's the odd one out there? Who's the fucking odd one out there, Burbs? Exactly. Good night there, Batman Knight fan. Hey, all right, yeah. Thanks for subscribing, Ronald DG, and also thank you for subscribing, Musa Kone. Nice one. Thank you very much for getting in here. Appreciate you. Even Rooney melted under the captaincy, says Big God Bob. It's a big expectation, but Rooney, though, to be fair to him, I mean, you can't even compare Rooney to Maguire. Rooney was a leader. Rooney did lead. I don't think he was the greatest leader we've ever had. I don't think he was the most vocal of captains, etc. But I think in terms of how he played and how he dragged the team and how he sort of, took games by scruff of the neck, Rooney was a leader and he was a good captain, but he just wasn't as good as, Keano and all these guys. But he was a much better candidate than Maguire. Maguire's like 5th or 6th down the list for me as captain of Manchester United. He's the guy you get if you've had a bloody, food poisoning breakout and you've got half your team fucking out injured or out off unavailable. That's who you choose. You don't choose him to actually lead your side out. That's just madness. Thoughts that Chris Ryder returning to management at Middlesbrough? Good luck to him, man. I hope he does well. I think Sheffield United were a bit too soon to get rid of him. I know he bottled it, but what a great job he did with him before, man. So good luck to the guy. Who made Maguire captain, says Ultra Devils? It was Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. Yeah, so Ole Gunnar made Maguire the captain. And then in January, Bruno came in and proceeded to just make a mockery of that captaincy, really, and should have been the captain. But Solskjaer didn't take it away from him. Also, there was that incident, if you remember, in Mykonos last summer where Slabby Maguire's got in an incident. He's been fighting with fucking Greek police and all the rest of it. And maybe that was a good opportunity to take your captaincy off of him as well then. And he didn't. I was talking about this at the time. I've been talking about this before that Mykonos incident. This is no new thing to me, guys. I've been talking about this for fucking years. Since he gave him the captain's armband. Since he fucking gave it him. I've been talking about what a bad decision that is. Because he's not a true leader. He's not even worthy of it, based on quality, based on history, based on what he's done. Some twat from Leicester City comes in who hasn't won jack shit, and he's the captain. What? He hasn't achieved anything in the game, really, compared to, most people in our squad already. So I never really thought it was a good decision, and after that Mykonos incident, I thought, take it off of him. Now's the good chance to take it off of him. Solskjaer could do it and have justification for it. He didn't. He stuck with him, and now you're feeling you're actually feeling the negative effects of it, sadly. Hey, the project, thank you for getting in here with a £5 super chat. He says, Maguire couldn't lead the boys to the showers, let alone lead them for 90 minutes on the pitch, says the project. Can you imagine going for a party with Harry Maguire, by the way? I bet he's the most mundane, boring bastard ever. I mean, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe he's an absolute animal on a night out. But it just strikes me, he just doesn't seem to have any fucking passion about him, does he? Doesn't seem to have any fucking passion about him. What do you want, Harry? Do you fancy a fucking, a Jaeger bomb, pal? No, I'll just have a lemonade. That's fucking Harry Maguire for you. He's fucking wet, isn't he? He's fucking wet. That's what it is. The project, thank you very much. He couldn't lead them to the shower. I wish he did, because he's so fucking wet. Anyway, actually, that sounded a bit wrong. Why did I wish he would lead them to the shower? Anyway, you know what I'm saying, though? He's fucking awful. Maguire, you are terrible. You should not be the captain of the football club. Ollie, you are terrible for selecting Captain Slow as our fucking captain. You know what I mean? Maguire is too slow, says Shubham. So, yeah, it's like we've got James May playing at centre-back, mate, when we need fucking Jeremy Clarkson. We need somebody with some power! And instead, we've got fucking Captain Slow. He left his passion in Mykonos, says Berber. The captaincy should only be given to a solid citizen, says Gun Chief. Phil Jones for captain, let's go. Oh my goodness me, guys. Well, this is a fun chat anyway. Maguire, worst leader of the game than Gary Glitter, says Big Gob Bob. Oh no, I should have read that one out before I read it, Big Gob. Maguire and Pogba both play very well for their national team, says Shubham Singh. Good point, good point, good point. That's a fair point. A lot of the players do. For some reason, they're shite for United. I mean, Pogba, we can argue that the personnel there is good as well. Kante's there. It allows Pogba to be freed up. He's got Mbappe up there. It's a great, great team. With Maguire, I think you can argue this, he doesn't have the captaincy. There's less pressure, and there's more pressure at United. Maguire's about as enthusiastic as me after a doobie when I'm monged out in bed, says Wiggy. Crikey. Sticks his head in the sand instead of coming in clutch, says Primot. Precisely, mate. That's what it's down to. I would respect the guy a lot more if I saw some passion from him, some red face. Can you remember some of the games of Rio My goodness me. Or Vidic as well. Man, some of those, or Stam. Man, some of these guys, they would get so fucking angry. Rio Ferdinand going in, trying to fucking sieve down Tevez or whatever, or whoever. You know, getting angry. That's what I want to see. I don't want to see a bunch of bloody passive melts like Slabby Maguire. Oh, yeah, we were just lacking a bit of belief and, you know, we got to admit we're not good enough. We have to try better. We have to do better. Yeah. You know, it's like, come on. You're absolute melter, Harry Maguire. We need some passion out there. Some of these guys that we used to have in our team, such as I just said, Vidic and Rio, man, they're a far cry from what we've got now. Is G-Wolf still back in Slabby, says Ultra Devils? I don't think so. How could he possibly? I don't know. Let me know. Are you here, G-Wolf? Shubham Singh, thank you for subscribing. And Sasha Gubic, thank you for subscribing. Theo Santana, thank you for subscribing, guys. Guys, we're only 220. Sorry, we're 25 likes away from 250 likes. So I'm going to ask you to leave one last like on the video if you haven't done so. It's free to like. It actually really helps the channel out and gives us a boost on the algorithm. There's a lot of clickbait, charlatan, pretender meltbags on YouTube, guys, in the Man United range field. You know what I mean? You know what I'm talking about. A bunch of clickbait twats who just spout shite all the time. So do us a favor on this channel if you like this vibe and you know, you want to help us out on the algorithm or whatever. Smash the like. It's free. Doesn't cost you a damn thing. Also, give it a share if you want. That also helps us too. Hey, Jay Pie's in here. What's going on? He says, we got to move on with the putting Ollie down campaign. It's only making it harder for the team and him. Back whoever is at the helm until he ain't. Boom, boom. Hey, respect to you, Jay Pie. Thanks for getting in here, broski. I mean, I do think we need a change, but I think the protest really should be towards the ownership of the club and the fact that they're the ones not making the decisions that are correct. Ashley Daluz in here says Maguire was getting relegated with Hull City when Varane and CR7 were winning the Champions League with Real Madrid. And now he is their captain. Goodness me, what a comment. What a comment from Ashley to you. You're spot on, dude. Who is this guy? Hull City, Sheffield United, Leicester City to United captain. Piss off. I agree with that one, Ashley. A great comment. Ollie needs time, says Commerce World. He's had a lot of time, though. Rushmana with a £5 super chat. Thank you very much, dude. He says, these owners will never appoint the type of manager we want. They want full control on football decisions with no experience. Hashtag Glazers out. Yeah, sadly, you're right, Rushmano. I mean, I guess the closest they got to it with Jose, right? Because he is a bit of a character. He does demand a certain amount from the owners, etc. But even with him, as soon as he started to sort of publicly voice any disparate or any concerns or anything in the media, that's it. They got rid of him, didn't they? So I agree. They just want a puppet. They want to be the puppet masters, and they want to essentially, you know, think about the Donny van der Beek situation. I still maintain that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer was offered to sign Van der Beek rather than really truly wanting him, and he's gone, yeah. Edwin van der Sar and Ajax have made contact with United and they've gone, let's weigh this up. The board have talked about, the recruitment team have talked about, they said, he's a young guy, he's a Dutch international, he's had a good career, he's a good player, he's not going to diminish in value, we're getting him for a cheap price, he'll probably go up in value, you know, he'll open up a new market a little bit in Holland, we haven't got a Dutch player since Daly's gone and RVP's gone, you know, let's open up that market again, all the rest of it. Yes, okay, Edwin van der Sar will accept him. You know, Ollie, do you want another midfielder? Yes, so he's not going to say no. But, you know, really it's like he's almost obligated to, you know, that's what I mean. He's got... And I just feel like he didn't want him to begin with. It's like, is he really the man properly in charge? I don't think so. I think, like you say, he's there because he's a good ambassador for the club, because he's such a nice bloke and he's got that connection with the fan base and he's somewhat of a yes man for them. And I think that's why they're sticking with him as well, Rushmano. So you're spot on. Fucking Glazers out. Hashtag Glazers out. Get those green and gold emojis are flooding down. It's a disgrace. Solskjaer for captain, says Daniel Taylor-Gray. Well, as a player, the guy was a fucking great dude. Ashley Deleuze says, does Ollie really love Man United? When you love someone, you do what's best for him, her, even if it means sacrificing yourself. Ollie is egotistic. He loves himself, not the club and the fans. Ashley Deleuze, I could not disagree more with you. Wow, your comment previously was so right, and this one is so damn wrong. He loves United, my friend. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has bled for United. He scored many goals for United. He's in the top 10 goal scorers for this club. In the history of this club, he's in the top 10 assists. This guy has played and put in the time and the love for Manchester United. Trust me. And last season, he's shown the passion. We finished second. We've done okay. We lost that Europa League final on penalties. It's a shame, but you know there was the love and the passion. It's all there to see. The squad unity, the team. It's the first time. I'll honestly say this team, the last couple of seasons before this season, is the first time in years since Fergie was here that I've really got behind the team, felt the spirit, felt the team unity, felt the bond between the players and the chemistry and all that. It's gone out the shitter this year. But man, oh man, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer fucking loves this club and has only tried to get the best out of this club, trust me. And has only tried to do the best for this club. Now, he may have come up a bit short, just like Mr. Kevin Keegan did for the England job. He loved the job. He had the passion, trust me. He had the fucking passion. He just came up a bit fucking short for the England job and that Newcastle job. Just like Ole is coming up a bit short for this job. And that is the truth of it. There's no reason to say that he's selfish or he doesn't love the club or he hates the club. That's rubbish. It's not on him to resign anyway. Let the Glazers fucking sack him. We're in a sacking culture of managers. Let's fucking sack him then. The Glazers have got the decision. Don't blame Ollie for wanting to stay and thinking he can still do the right by the side. Don't blame Ollie for still thinking that he can turn this around. He might be slightly deluded, but his passion is maybe what's causing it and his love for the club. Man, he doesn't want to give up on a 3-year project that he spent so much time and passion on when it could still be salvageable, when he's still got the opportunity to maybe just save it. You know, he doesn't want to go. If they've got to push him. It's not only going to Solskjaer to walk. Bullshit. I say no way. They've got to push him if they're going to get rid of him. Would you? I mean, if I was in his position, I wouldn't walk. I'd still want to try and fight and come back and smash Watford and smash Chelsea. I'd still fucking try. I don't know about you, and if they sacked me, they sacked me. But if they didn't, I'd fucking give it all my 100% until they did. I wouldn't fucking walk away from that one either. You know, it's Man United for fuck's sake. He's got it's the greatest club in the world. Why the fuck would he, want to turn this down after he's been here for years? I totally disagree, rightly or wrongly. And I agree with you though to the degree that maybe he's not the right man for the job. But it's not on him to say I'm leaving. It's not on him to say that. I don't think it's on the board to make the decision and pay him to go. That is the truth of it. Taiwo Ulamayari, hey, how you doing? He says, Piggy, if Ollie loves United, he should realise he is not the right fit for the team as a coach. He should walk away. He doesn't love the club, period. Taiwo, that's exactly what the previous commenter just said. You've heard my answer. I'm not going to say it again. I'll just totally disagree with you, Taiwo. Ollie loves the football club more than any manager we've had since Fergie. And even more so than Fergie, as I say. In terms of love, this guy's representative played for the club and won stuff during a successful period while he was a player. That gives you an affinity and a love for a club which me or you can probably not understand, to be fair. So to say that he doesn't love the club is bollocks. If Ollie gets sacked, won't the rise in stock prices cover the 7.5 million it takes to do so? Oh shit, probably big God Bob. Probably a big surge. Yeah, Rushmono says, sick of these disgraceful owners. Spot on, me too. Hate them. Ginger Goblin returns, says Matt Vogt. I mean, he's doing great at West Ham. Maybe he was sacked off too early tonight, but I just couldn't see that. Again, I think he's just the right fit for West Ham and not United. He's somebody that's not got the proven track record of winning those big trophies. He's just somebody that's a good fit for West Ham. Maguire's like a headless chicken who's running around the pit, says Tar. He can't lead the player. He's a real joke of the club. How many goals we already given by the mistakes? One every single game, Tar. One every single game. Maguire makes an error every single game. The owners just decided to keep the club name. It's not really United anymore, says Matri XXX. Well said. Lost motivation to watch United's matches anymore, says Artix. Primot says, Ollie loves United as much as Andy Tate does. He got the job on a technicality of a legend who recommended you. You are nothing. You are a fool. And you are a waste of time. Good night. David Moyes, you are the biggest fool in Manchester. G-Wolf says, Pigweed, last comment, thank you very much. He says, I am Nathan first. It will be Minecraft then Rocket League. All right then, G-Wolf. Oh, hang on. He says he is still my slab, but at the moment I can't be critical. I was going to. He says he is still my slabby Maguire, but at the moment I can't be critical of the way he is playing. He is playing shit. But didn't you fans want Maguire for the last three games last year? People with short memories, now we're repeating it with Ryan. I mean, a lot of people have rated Maguire. You know me though, G-Wolf. I mean, come on, be fair to me. I have been on the Maguire's not good enough train for years. I'm not saying he's not a good player. I've just always thought he's not a great player. I look at him and I don't see Rio or Vidic or Stam or somebody that we should have. No, I see just a complete Phil Jonesy-esque melter. It's not up to the standard, G-Wolf. Come on, admit it. Admit it, G-Wolf. Hey, Futinator says, all you fans that bought Ronaldo shirts got hoodwinked into believing the club was thinking about you. Wrong. Money is all that counts to these leeches and glazers out. Hey, fair point to you there, the Futinator, mate. I must admit. You know, it is... That's what I mean. They signed Ronaldo. They sold us down the river. They sold us the dream, didn't they? They sold us the dream, man. It's like when you, I don't know, book a holiday or whatever, and you look at the pictures and it all looks very nice. You get there, there's a fucking cockroach head in your fucking bed, and you know there's all mold everywhere, and it's not like the pictures at all. We have been hoodwinked a little bit, my friend. but not really. I mean, because like Ronaldo, you know, like that obviously should have been a catalyst for us doing something, but unfortunately the manager, I don't think, has been able to get them to perform. Oh, Big God Bob says, slabs the new No Bones Jones. Matty Rushmano, thank you, getting in here with another £5 super chat, you absolute legend. Really appreciate you, my man. Get in there. Thank you for all the updates as well. He says, the Glazers dropped football club from our club badge. Says everything. Brand United. I agree, Rushmano. Also, isn't the club's registered in the Cayman Islands now, right? I believe the club is actually registered in the Cayman Islands. It goes to show, you know, like I've made a video about this. 5 reasons to hate the Glazers, right? I'm gonna put it in the live chat now. I made it a while ago. It's years old, in fact. But you know what? Every single point on there, you know, is still valid. So I'm just gonna put it in the live chat. Reasons to hate the Glazers here, and they're all valid. But anyway, as I was just about to say, you know, this club was started by railway workers. It couldn't be more of a far cry from the football club now that we've got the Glazers, American owners, who have this football club registered in the Cayman Islands. I mean, what the fuck? You know, tax haven and all this business and all, you know, dodgy fucking place where they're, I think it's kind of like, is it kind of like Luxembourg or somewhere? I don't know, where you can have like accounts which can't be, you know, like audited properly, or they're not public to the same level. I don't know exactly what I'm talking about here. Maybe I'm just completely wrong, but you know what I mean? Like, they're dodgy bastards is basically what I'm saying. 5 reasons to hate the Glazers video. Yeah, there you go. So there you go. There it is. Newton Heath, get in there, Eamon. Hey, how's it going, Luan France? Hey, Piggy, hope all is well. Listening from work. Yeah, not too bad. Good to see you. A bit under the weather, a bit ill at the moment, Luan, but not too bad. I'm actually glad that I've not been seizing my head off this whole vid. I'm basically going to wrap this video up here anyway, guys, but it's been an absolute pleasure. Thank you so much to everybody. Mr. Rushmano, let's get some super chat emojis in there for Rushmano, by the way. Thank you so much for the support, as always, dude, and everybody who's got in here today with your comments and thoughts. Thank you so much for getting them in. Always a pleasure interacting with you legends and, you know, like-minded Man United fans. Appreciate you all for getting involved. Make sure you hit the subscribe button. Smash the like button on the video. Do leave a like on it. That will help us out. Also, subscribe. Make sure that bell's clicked so you get notified when we post. We'll give you all the latest news in regards to United coming up over this international break as well, so get yourself involved. G-Wolf United, Rushmano, Primot, you Don. One thing all the managers have echoed is that the Glazers are terrible to work with or for. So true, Primot. Can't get away from that. They are the biggest problem at this club, definitely. Yes, Flying Pig United fan, keep a lookout later, my friend. Timothy Young, much love, bro. Nathan Buckley, Rushmano, McKay, Flying Pig fan, Charlie Anthony, Rushmano, Wiggy, J Blood, Flying Pig fan, Andy 007, everybody else as well. Thank you so much for watching. I'll catch you on the next one. Follow us up on social media at Flying Pig United on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. Also, come back after this video is finished. Get involved in the not live comment section. And once again, sorry if I missed any of you in the live chat. There's a lot of comments coming through here. Hey, Simon Cowie, what's going on, broski? Good to see you. He says, fans that bought into Ronaldo being our saviour was silly. I said he was coming in for money. Our problem takes more than 3 years to fix. You think Ronaldo's coming in for money? I don't think he was coming for money, to be fair. He's the only one showing true fucking passion and ability to actually win us games at the moment. I don't think he's come for the money, Simon. Maybe the Glazers... Do you mean the Glazers bought him in to make money? I agree with that. Thank you, Mikhail Kramer. Thank you so much, dude. I appreciate it, my man. Thank you, buddy. All the moderators, thank you. Gungshi, you're the hero. I hope you're doing well, bud. Have a great day. Thank you, Dizzy Red Devil. Thank you, Flying Pig fan. Rushmano says, don't give up on our great club. Absolutely. Love United. Hate the fucking Glazers. Let's remember that. LUHG. Let's get some of those hashtag LUHGs, hashtag Glazers out in the live chat to end on. Remember that. Good shout, Rushmano. Love United. Hate the Glazers, man. That is how it should be. We just want our club back. And of course, I think we have to say that right now the personnel in charge from the top down is not where it should be. Thank you, Rushy says subscribe. Everyone hit the subscribe, hit the like. I'll see you later. Stay classy, everyone. And I'll catch you on the next one. And remember, when the cigars follows the trawler. This is because they think sardines will be thrown into the sea. Thank you very much. So